Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
2 men are dead on Detroit's west side. Police say it started when someone picked a fight with a double amputee in a wheelchair. We are told 2 men killed each other right there in the middle of 8 Mile and with the same gun.
Our Mara McDonald is live at the scene. Mara, that double amputee is a known panhandler in the area and was shot in the head last summer, because we've done stories about that.
Kimberly, that's right. He survived the shooting last summer, but he would not survive what happened here today. He was rushed to the hospital, dead at the hospital. Meanwhile, there is another much younger man dead on the street behind the police line you see right there. That 64-year-old double amputee is a fixture on this corner of 8 Mile near Southfield, a panhandler who many stop to give a few bucks to weekly.
This is my way home every day. And to see him laying there, man, to see that wheelchair and him not in it, he got my heart just racing. Like, where is he at?
DPD says today he got into an argument with another much younger man driving a black Dodge Charger. One of them was armed. Police not sure which, but they started fighting over the gun.
Several shots were fired. We believe it was about 5 to 6 rounds, striking both parties.
Both men shot dead with the same weapon. The young man in the Charger is dead on the scene. The 64-year-old DOA at Providence. Back here live, what caused all of this? DPD trying to get to the bottom of it. They've been going up and down 8 Mile, talking to businesses, trying to see if anybody has some sort of video that would give anyone an idea of what this was all about or whether these two knew each other. We're live on Detroit's west side right now. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
Okay, Mara, thank you.
36th District Court Judge Kenneth King is sharing his terrifying story tonight of becoming the target of road rage. It happened back on December 3rd on the Southfield Freeway. An irate driver using his vehicle as a weapon against the judge from Oakwood Boulevard to 6 Mile Road. Sean Lay joins us with more on this. And Sean, the judge told you he nearly had to open fire to defend himself.
Wait until you hear Judge King's description of that. Look, a lot of us have been behind the wheel. Someone's coming over, could hit us, so instinctually you give a honk. That one honk from Judge King set this driver off, who used his vehicle, prosecutors say, as a weapon to go after the judge for miles up the Southfield Freeway. And the judge was on with 911 saying, look, this is getting so bad, I may have to make a decision here to defend myself.
What happened?
So I'm about to get on the Southfield Freeway at Oakwood, and the car kind of swerves out in front of me. I blow my horn, and then I ride past him. I think it's over with. I get on the freeway. He chases me on the freeway, tries to ram my vehicle into a wall, cuts me off, pulls in front of me, comes to a complete stop, harassed me from Oakwood all the way to 6 Mile in Detroit.
That's miles of
9 miles.
Were you trying to get away from this person?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get away from him. He's putting me in danger, himself in danger, and every motorist that's on the freeway.
36th District Court Judge Kenneth King tells me it was a quick honk of his horn, not in anger.
It's instinct.
It's instinct.
But a honk to a driver identified as 31-year-old Terrell Colbert in hopes that Colbert wouldn't slam into him after cutting the judge off. Colbert is charged with felonious assault after prosecutors say he used his vehicle as a weapon against the judge for miles.
I was very much in survival mode, so I'm thinking
Tell me about that. What do you mean survival mode?
I'm thinking I'm going to either have to hurt them before they hurt me.
How would you do that?
Shoot.
You would have to defend yourself.
Absolutely. I'm not going to wait. I'm waiting to see if they have a gun. If they have a gun, then I want to do something before they do. I'm talking to the 911 operator. I'm letting them know who I am. And I said, listen, I'm armed. If he does something, I'm going to defend myself. And then...
What did the 911 operator say?
Not much. She just said, keep trying to separate yourself from him. And then, because I do this every single day, I know how important it is to be able to identify the person. Yeah. So I paid very close attention to his face, his mannerisms, because I knew I would have to identify him again.
The judge, who listens to witnesses every day, being a good witness himself to this, he was able to get off on 6 Mile and finally shake the driver and that passenger. And this driver has a hearing at 36th District Court, Devin and Kimberly, Friday. The judge may have to leave the bench and testify in that particular hearing. He's already been arraigned there. Also, police picked this guy up because Judge King was on the phone with MSP and the driver stopped in front of him, dead stop. So many times he read the plate back to MSP and they went and picked him up.
Oh, wow. Really is.
Okay,
Yeah.
Sean, we appreciate it. All right, we've just got this into the newsroom. We're getting details of the University of Michigan's plans for celebrating its college football national championship.
One for the ages, of course. The school confirming just a few minutes ago there will be a parade through Ann Arbor starting at 4 p.m., starting at the President's House and making its way down State Street to Schembechler Hall. This is Saturday. That'll be followed by an indoor celebration at the Chrysler Center at 7 p.m. Upper Bowl tickets, $60. Lower Bowl, $30, with proceeds going to the Champion Circle Collective, benefiting U of M student athletes. So if you're a season ticket holder, you can purchase tickets starting tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. prior to tickets going on sale to the general public. That will happen on Friday.
3 quick-thinking deputies from the Macomb County Sheriff's Department pulled off a daring and dangerous rescue this morning. Body cam video here shows the chaotic moments at a house on Leanna Drive in Macomb Township. Deputy Zachary Ding got there 3 minutes ahead of the fire department and ran inside to find the homeowner and the home engulfed in flames. 2 other deputies rushed in with fire extinguishers and doused the man. The deputies got everyone out, including the family's dog. The sheriff says his deputies stayed calm under shocking circumstances.
They were expecting to see, whether it's, the curtains, a piece of furniture or something on fire, not an individual. So right then it was, in their minds, a horrific event. They were trying to do their best to extinguish that fire, to give the individual, a chance and get EMS in there, which they did.
The homeowner who caught on fire is hospitalized in stable condition, and a woman in the home has been treated and released. The 3 deputies were treated for smoke inhalation and released.
We have been sharing the results of the latest Local 4 Detroit News political poll, and most of the focus has been on the presidential race. But we also asked Michiganders about the open Senate seat in Michigan, and our poll shows a race that is, perhaps predictably, a barn burner.
It's been such an honor and a blessing to represent Michigan.
It came as quite the surprise when Debbie Stabenow announced she would not be seeking a 5th term as Michigan's senior senator. It sent the state's political class into a scramble. As the dust clears, just a few names are still on the table, but all of them have a lot of work to do in introducing themselves to voters. When we asked poll respondents about the candidates, 54% said they'd never heard of Democratic Congresswoman Alyssa Slotkin. 54%, and she has the highest name recognition of the bunch. 60% didn't know former Police Chief James Craig. 64% don't know former Congressman Peter Meyer. 67% don't know former Congressman Mike Rogers. And 85% don't know actor Hill Harper or businessman Sandy Penzler. But when you put Slotkin up against any of the top 3 Republicans, Craig, Meyer, or Rogers, the races are dead heats. Craig slightly ahead of Slotkin, Slotkin slightly ahead of the other 2. Pollster Richard Zuba says that's how it should look in Michigan.
It's dead even. The races are dead even amongst those 3. It's a flip of the coin at this point. And when I say it's how it should look in Michigan, what I mean by that is you've got nearly 60% of Michigan independents sitting out there undecided in this race. This is a race to the center for the U.S. Senate to see who can go win those independents now. And that's what a Michigan race should look like.
Yeah, in our poll, we also asked Michiganders how they feel about 2 boiling cauldrons on the international front, the Israel-Hamas war and funding for Ukraine in its war against Russia. We will have the results of that part of the poll tonight on Local 4 News at 11.
Well, here's a question. Might you have left a job and forgotten to pick up your last paycheck? It turns out there are millions of dollars out there waiting for Michigan workers who did just that. And now there's a way to find out whether you have money waiting for you. And for all the details, we turn to Local 4 business editor Rod Maloney, live in the newsroom with more. Rod.
Yeah, good evening, Kimberly. Much like those who forget to look for their tax refund and the government has to spend time and energy against putting them together with their cash, same goes for workers who move around a lot or who forget or don't know to go and get their last check. Program is called Workers Owed Wages. It sounds improbable people have money waiting for them, but it's actually a lot of money. Nationwide, the Federal Department of Labor says there are more than $161 million in unclaimed cash by a stunning 222,000 former employees. Michigan accounts for a very small amount of that, just 2.3 million, but that's 5,700 people that are out a pretty good chunk of change. Timberland Mitchell is the district director of the U.S. Department of Labor Wage and Hour Division covering the state of Michigan.
It is the top priority of the Wage and Hour Division to ensure that back wages that we have collected are swiftly paid out to the workers who earned them.
More often than not, this is an issue for people who move around a lot, say for construction jobs or particularly seasonal workers.
If you work the hours, you are indeed entitled to be paid the hours. Sometimes this occurs when the employer does not have a complete record of contact information as it relates to the workers, and we aren't able to locate them.
You don't need to call anybody, although you can. Just go online.
The worker can log on to our website, or they can certainly Google workers' old wages. They would have to enter the employer's information, also their information.
Now, we always try and help you with programs like this one. It's been around a while. They offer help in 200 different languages if you go online, and we will give you a link on clickondetroit.com on the page dedicated to this story so that you can check and see if you have money and can get in the process to get that money back in your hands. Could take 4 to 6 weeks, but it's worth checking out. Live in the newsroom, Rod Malone, Local 4.
Hey, Rod, thank you.
Another gray day, and we are headed in, at least the temperature's above freezing, because we're not going to see that here in a couple of days. In fact, we'll be a long way from it.
That's right. Let's get over to Kim Adams, also tracking some snow headed our way.
That's right. We'll have a little snow tomorrow morning and then a little more over the weekend. 38 right now downtown. Temperatures are above freezing. Ground temperatures are also above freezing. We've had some high winds today, as high as 40 miles per hour at both city and metro airports, 41 in Mount Clemens, a 37 mile per hour gust in Pontiac. So even though temperatures are in the low 30s, feels more like it's in the 20s across Metro Detroit, including 25 in Lapeer, Pontiac, and also in Ann Arbor. Bus stop tomorrow morning, a few light snow showers. This is just a clipper system coming through. It'll put down a quick inch between about 5 a.m. and 11 a.m. And then by the time the kids get home from school, temperatures will be back into the upper 30s. But take a look at the temp trend over the next 7 days. Arctic air comes in next week. Our high on Tuesday, only 11. We'll talk more about the storm for the weekend coming up in a few minutes.